Hi, I'm Grandmaster Chuck Byersdorfer. I want to welcome you to the KWAhnDo Show. On this episode of the KWAhnDo Show, we have the pleasure of interviewing Dr. Hasan Bakhtier. He is a psychiatrist, and we have the advantage of having his 4 kids here at our school who train. So I'm going to ask him some questions about martial arts, Taekwondo in general. Welcome, Dr. Bakhtier.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you, Mr. B, for having me here today. I'm a psychiatrist in profession and also a father of 4. My kids are in your school. I'm board certified in adult psychiatry. I've been working in this tri-state area for the last 16 years. So, I mean, I like my job and I like Taekwondo, so I put all my kids here.
Good, good. You have your kids involved in our Taekwondo program. What made you decide to have them involved in the martial arts?
Martial arts is a great sport and combat, so you can learn a lot of things from it. And I believe in all the tenets that you guys teach our kids. You know, first of all, you know, integrity, honesty, hard work, perseverance, respect. You know, you to respect others, right? You want to be respected by others, by respecting others. So all these things, you know, I always believe in myself in those things, so I wanted my kids to learn. And the best time to learn is this time, right, when they're growing up. So that's the main reason myself and my wife, we both like Taekwondo, and we always, you know, even before your school, my oldest 2 went to a different school in Kentucky when we were living there. So we always, you know, try them to get into this, you know, Taekwondo or martial art.
Good, and that's what it's about. And children in martial arts, what do you think about having children in the martial arts, combat arts, such as Taekwondo or Judo or Jiu-Jitsu?
Like I said, it's a great place to be for children because they need to learn those things, right? They need to learn to respect others, they need to learn, you know, hard work, honesty. So when they are in the class, I saw you guys teaching those things pretty strictly, and it works. And at home, even your teachers sometimes talk about, hey, respect your parents at home, listen to them. So not only here, they're like Master Kapcha. I mean, I've been here most of the time when they're in school, you know, class.
Yes, sir.
So I watch them, what they do, what they're learning. So my observation is, I mean, they learn not only the art of martial art, but also the background of it, the tenets of it. That you guys really believe in those things and try to teach our kids, which is great thing to teach at this age because that will stick in their future life.
Exactly. Now, what's your opinion, I should say, on adults in the martial arts? That adults that haven't done the martial arts or that they want to, would there be a benefit to them?
Definitely. I mean, also you learn self-defense, right? I mean, with martial art, I mean, adults learn that, and that will help them in their lives. And we also need, you know, honesty, hard work, and respect, right? We also need those tenets in our lives. Sometimes we do it, but we don't do it as strictly as we should. So with adult martial art, I mean, they will learn those things too, and they will definitely can use those in their own lives. And I mean, you have a lot of adults in your class too. You know, even my kids sometimes say, hey, Dad, why don't you join us? And I thought about it.
Good question.
Yep, I thought about it. But again, my schedule is a little bit different, so it's difficult sometimes to, you know, commit that much time. But if you can, it's a great thing to do, martial art.
And when children, you know, through the martial arts, we try to teach them the tenets of the martial arts, as you said, and we want to teach them how to focus, how to stay focused. Because a lot of times they can focus, but for a short time, we try to get them so that they can stay focused a little bit longer time and learn things. How do you feel that has done for your kids?
I mean, it's a great teaching and learning. I mean, we all need to focus, all need to, you know, concentrate what we're doing, right? So at that age, they're sometimes, you know, kind of, you know, bouncing off the wall or something, some don't pay attention to what the teacher's saying, or in the classroom, even not in here, in their regular school classroom. So if you learn how to stay focused here with this martial art, they can use that in their classroom. And that can help their, you know, day-to-day activities and, you know, their grades and their schoolwork. And in nowadays we know a lot of people diagnosed with ADHD, ADD, which is attention deficit hyperactivity. So you can see how you can actually improve those symptoms by doing martial art. I mean, also we see other factor. If I in my specialty wise, we see a lot of folks with low self-esteem, self-worth. So if you learn a skill and you're strong physically and mentally, it gives you self-worth. It gives you self-confidence, self-esteem. So which is actually great to prevent depression, or get improved with the symptom of depression, anxiety. Because when you are not feeling self-esteem or self-worth, those folks are more tend to get depressed and anxious, especially in a social situation. So you're teaching our kids here how to stay focused, not only how to learn a skill, how to be confident. Yes, sir. How to respect others, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's actually prepared them for their future in a better way that normal traditional school will not teach you.
True, and your kids are great kids.
Thank you.
But your kids in general, you see, you have four, and you have four different personalities.
Yes.
So when we're teaching class, sometimes we have 35 different personalities. So, the kids come into class, if they have problems, do you think peer pressure helps them in a Taekwondo class like setting where they see other kids and want to be like the other
Correct.
kids?
Structure. The structure you have in your classroom, right? That way, one kid follow the other kid. Especially the way you teach here. I saw seniority in martial art. They follow that. Like you respect your senior, so they follow the senior, right? Senior belt, the master that was teaching the class. So I definitely understand. I agree that they learn. They learn how to be, calm, how to be focused, how to respect the senior, respect the teacher, how to talk in a situation like that. Definitely they learn from each other.
True. And then also kids tend to not want to come to Taekwondo. How do your kids feel about coming to Taekwondo?
I mean, like you said, all four are different personalities, right? All kids are different, which is normal and okay. So my, youngest three were fine. They said, yeah, we like to learn, and they're having fun. They have their friends here. They talk. They socialize, they learn together. The oldest one, he was like, he's teenager. It's like, okay, should I do, should I not do? And I told him, it's not only for your physical health, it's good for your mental health. Because I want you to be growing up like a respectful, adult, where you respect others, you listen to your, seniors, your teacher, you follow certain, policy and core belief in your, day-to-day life. So you do hard work and be honest, and those are the things they are teaching here. Because I watch what you guys teach, not only just the art or the forms, also the other thing that you guys teach, which is, I understand the tenets of, martial art, very crucial, very vital for any child development. I want my child to develop like that. So I think it's a great way to, it's a fun way. They're having fun and learning something very valuable for the rest of their lives.
Great, great. Now, martial arts yourself, you chose Taekwondo. What's the reasoning why you chose Taekwondo for your kids in Hebron, I believe it's Hebron, Kentucky, as opposed to judo or karate or something else?
I was not very knowledgeable about martial art before. Then, I talked to people and my neighbors, and then I attended one of the a practice class at the Taekwondo place that we had there. So I liked it, and the teacher was great, and I liked the art itself because, like I said, it teaches you a lot of different things, which is good for your physical health, because definitely you have to physically fit to do a lot of things, and mental health. And part of the mental health that I work every day, so I thought, oh, it's a great place to put my kids in. That's why I like Taekwondo. And so when I moved to here, and I found your school. And
we're glad you did.
Thank you. No, and you guys even more stick to the core belief of your tenets, and I see you guys are actually following those things, not only just on the wall.
We
guys
act apart.
Yep. You guys are following it, which makes me more confident about this.
Now the KWAhnDo show, our KWAhnDo show is basically named after my grandmaster, my instructor, KWAhnDo, and the way of on. So what you see how we teach here, how our instructors teach, and how we try to relate to students and give the information to them, that's how my master taught me.
You. That's the way, generation by generation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. And you want that legacy is really important, because as kids grow up, they see something and think, wow,
Yep.
I understand this now.
Now, why my master said that. Or,
Exactly. And that's what we try to get. We want really, it's not just Taekwondo, it's a life lesson. It's not just martial arts in general, it's a life lesson. It's what are you getting out of this? How can it help you in your life?
Right.
How can it teach you, like, goal orientation?
Correct.
Your kids have gotten different color belts,
Correct.
correct?
Yep.
And they look forward to testing
Yep.
to get the next belt.
Next belt.
Correct?
Yeah. Yep. That's
And they have to learn new things each time to get each new belt.
That's true.
And here at our school, we don't give belts away.
No. No.
You know that. They have to earn it,
Earn
and
it.
they can
Yep.
fail classes. But failure is important to growth.
Correct. We learn from that.
I want your opinion on that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's why success doesn't come easy. You have to try, and you will fail sometime. That'll give you more motivation. That hey, now I can gear up for further to get that level, right? And in each belt that I see, even I attend a lot of belt ceremony and testing class. I'm pretty involved. I come every test my kids.
You're here.
So I watched it, and then it is very tough way to get it, and it should be. That's why they learn how to hard work, right? You have to work hard to get what you need.
Right.
And when you guys don't just give the belt, and I tell my kids always, you're not here to just get belts. You're here to learn, and I don't mind if you fail, but you learn.
Right.
Not only learn, like I said, how to do the form, but with the form, what else martial art is. So you have to learn the whole thing. Not I just want you to learn the form and get a belt.
Right.
That's not our goal or their goal. So I kind of train them, and that's the motor or goal that you guys talk about always, your masters and yourself. So which align with my view of how we should, take it.
And it would help goal orientation, would help adults
Yep.
as well as kids.
Yep.
Right? Because some adults kind of lose direction.
No, definitely, all our lives we have to have some goals, right? Whatever it is, financial goal, professional goal, or some other goals, right? So if you have a goal, then you have to work hard to achieve it, right? So, in psychiatry, we always talk about, goal setting goal, achieving goal, and identifying the goal sometime. And we review with our, patient about, hey, did you achieve this? Or if not, let's talk about it. Let's see what is the barriers, what are the barriers we need to work on. So they process their mind that way. So it's more of mindfulness. So you understand yourself better. So if you have a goal that, okay, I'm going to achieve this in my profession or my finance, what to do? First, target the goal and make plans and work on those plans. Sometimes you'll fail. So I mean, it's part of the process. Yeah, but so you'll fail, then you'll learn and go to the next level. So that gives you, more, like you said, have a goal, purpose. What do we want to do in our lives, right? So with adult, definitely kids, they're very important. For adults, also very important to have some goals in their lives, right? Learn something. So I appreciate that part of martial art, that they always talk about not only form but other stuff in your lives. And your teachers are great. Masters, they're very they're very mature and very knowledgeable about that part. So that I appreciate always. They're not just teaching the form to the kids.
And that's the part that a lot of parents don't realize when they want their kids going to karate. Sometimes they want it or taekwondo for discipline or for other reasons, and they don't realize that there's more than one benefit
Correct.
to them training here. By they have to learn 5 criteria for each one of our tests. Well, they know they have to do this, and this to get their belt.
Belt, right.
Okay, then to get the next belt, they have to start at new things, to learn new things. Right. So it kind of teaches them, kids and adults, how to prioritize your time, your studies, what do you want to
Discipline.
focus
Yeah.
on?
Yeah, discipline.
You know,
So this, what are you teaching here, not only for here, like you said, it will affect other aspects of their lives, school, family, personal relationship. So those we want to improve too, not only just get a belt or get strong physically. Those part of our lives, so those things affect us same way you have a physical illness, right? If you have problem with those part of our domains of your life, then you'll have problem in physical health too. Because if you're depressed, you'll not take care of yourself.
Correct.
If you're anxious, a lot of times they don't function well, don't take care of self. Then other physical health problem starts showing up. So mental health is a big part of the physical health. So they're interconnected, mind and body, right? So when your body is good by doing martial art, your mind also needs to be good. And they're connected, so that's the way here, not only physical part you're improving, but mental health part or mental part of a person getting trained too. So I like that part. I mean, not only getting, laps and, push up and all this, they're learning other stuff that will help their mental health down the road.
now you mentioned ADHD. Okay, that's an adult attention deficit.
ADD,
Right.
adult,
Back in the old days, when
Right.
I was a young kid, I was considered a hyper kid, right? And that's one of the reasons my mom put me in Taekwondo or Tong Soo Do back then, is because she wanted me to get structure.
Correct.
But what I learned is that in a martial arts class, you can multitask. Because people who have a hard time focusing on different things, here you're learning how to focus on different things all at one time.
Same time, yep.
And it helped me.
With your hyperactivity.
Sure, because now there's different things going on in the class. You keep changing the subject of the class.
Right.
And that way the students, I want to do this. That we try to make them not get so bored. We try, but it's hard because repetition is what makes perfection.
That's true.
And kids get tired of the repetition, and when it becomes boring, then their mind starts to wander. That's when, as instructors, we have to reclaim them. We got to figure out, okay, how do we motivate them? How do we make them want to do this?
To make it interesting also.
Exactly.
Like my oldest one, I can give an example. He was not interested initially. Master Kapcha helped him a lot to get interest in martial art. And now he comes. He enjoys it. He said, yeah, it's good.
And he does it good. He does good. I mean, he's one of the exceptional, because at his age, most kids, they'd be out
Right.
playing football, going to dances or whatever else, and yet he comes in and trains.
Right.
But the benefit is that he trains with his brothers and sisters.
Right.
So not only you still have a family unit, but you have a family unit in amongst a bigger family, our Taekwondo family,
Correct.
so to speak.
Correct.
Because we try to run our dojang like a family.
Yeah, you guys are great. Miss Suzanne, yourself, we always feel like a family. We talk about our personal life sometime, or other things in their life, right? So not only here we're as a parents, but it's like a big family. Other parents I see, they're very friendly. They're very like compact, like close together. We talk and we make plans, and sometimes we eat together.
Right. Well, look at the cultural diversity.
Always.
At our school here, we have 35 different countries represented.
I know.
They train together.
Yep.
They get along.
Yep. They do.
Not everybody's perfect. That's the way life is.
Yeah.
You learn
From other culture.
from other cultures.
Yep.
And young kids get to see it, and they're like, oh, wow, we didn't know this, or we didn't know that. So Taekwondo, or martial arts in general, has the benefit of that, of bringing cultures together. Because Taekwondo is taught in over 200 different countries.
Wow.
I mean, it's all over the world, where it used to be not so much. Now it's because of the Olympics.
Yeah.
But on a lighter note, let me ask you what your favorite martial arts movie is.
Hey, I watch with my kids, the Karate Kids. I watch, all the old one, new one. It's a good movie. I like it.
So the Karate Kid.
Yep. And Bruce Lee. Growing up, I used to watch Bruce Lee movie, but nowadays with kids, whatever they want to watch,
So you do have a background in the martial arts.
I liked it back in the days. Who doesn't like martial art? Who doesn't like to be tough and strong in self-defense? But again, now as I'm more involved with my kids, I realize that it's not only just physical part of it, the other part that you guys teach, which is great, perseverance and all this other good thing, the tenets that not only, like I said, not on the wall, in the class you guys teach them. So that part I like also a lot with the physical part.
Well, our school says House of Discipline.
Correct.
We try to teach them, profess discipline. While you're here, you have to follow the rules and do what you're told to do.
Correct.
And we're hoping that follows them to home.
Correct.
Or follows them to school.
School, yeah.
So that's what we try to do. We aren't just teach them kicking and punching. But in the long run, it's better for their mental health,
Definitely.
would you say?
Definitely. What you're teaching here, like you said, self-worth, perseverance, honesty, hard work, respect. Those things will take them a different level when they grow up. And that will help them mentally. A lot of, mental illness that we see, people who don't have too much self-esteem.
Right.
People don't follow rules. Sometimes we see also they're getting into, substance abuse, right? Mm-hmm. So if you follow rules, you're not going to go into substance abuse.
Hopefully not.
Right? And I know your background also law enforcement, so you must dealt with a lot of folks like that. So those are things will prevent you in future to get into those, problems or, disorder in psychiatry we see a lot. Mm-hmm. So definitely it not only helping your physical health, is helping your mental health too.
That's great. And that's what we're after. That's what we really want to do. You see martial arts in the movies, though, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Karate Kid. It's depicted, you get both sides. You get the bad side.
And the good side, yeah.
And you get the good side. Right. Sometimes good guys win, sometimes the bad guys win.
Right.
But that's in life.
Yep.
That's in life. And
that's in general,
students have to learn that that's the goal, is that when they come here, is to better themselves.
Correct.
Okay, not just get a belt, but to try to grow and better themselves.
Now that's part I really appreciate in your school. That's why we're sticking with you for that long. Because it's not just a school you learn, forms, belts, and higher belt, and you learn other stuff. Mm-hmm. That I'm really, interested in, because you get the whole picture of it. It's not just physical part.
Gotcha. Well, Dr. Bakhtier, I appreciate you giving your time and your expertise. This is really important for people to know that there's a better side here. That there's a way of learning something besides kicking and punching.
Definitely.
You get to learn more things. So with that said, I want to remind everybody, please like and subscribe. The KWAhnDo Show can grow if you like and subscribe. Doesn't cost anything, but it would help us out greatly. With that said, I would like to thank you again, Dr. Bakhtier.
Thank you, Mr. B.
And as usual, KWAhnDo.